Oh oh oh, c'est Noël! Et aujourd'hui, je vais faire une réaction d'une vidéo qui est en anglais et qui n'est pas une vidéo en rapport avec Noël. C'est une vidéo qui vient d'être sortie aujourd'hui. Ça vient de la chaise... de la chaise... de The New Hardest Pokémon Battle Nemona Postgame Superboss Guide. Euh, Ça vient d'un Pokétuber qui parle anglais, qui habite en Japon, mais qui parle anglais, qui s'appelle Important Cheese. Euh, je suis beaucoup ces vidéos depuis sa série de bugs de Pokémon vert. Et, euh, et c'est rare que je rate cette vidéo. En tout cas, ça a l'air d'être vachement intéressant. Elle fait un peu moins de 12 minutes. Non, j'ai le temps de faire une vidéo qui est pas trop longue.
Red? He's dead. Legends Arceus Superboss. Ancient history.
Attends.
He's dead. Legends Arceus Superboss. Ancient history.
Attends, est-ce que volant ça compte comme un super boss? Est-ce qu'il compte comme un super boss? Je pense pas. Si? Attends, c'est le post-game ou c'est pas le post? Dans un... On peut dire qu'il fait partie du post-game volant.
History. Nemona is the top champion of this franchise, and no one will ever steal her crown. How do you beat the most bloodthirsty and also regular thirsty Superboss in Pokemon history? Let's find out. To be clear, I'm not talking about her silly, worm-themed Ace Tournament team, featuring 3-segment Dunsparce and 4-segment Orthworm.
J'ai baissé le son pour qu'on puisse bien entendre ma voix.
That's just the final segment of the in-game team she uses throughout the story. I'm talking about her original, true Superboss team that you face as part of her post-game storyline. We'll start with how to unlock her final battle. All you have to do is clear the main storyline, as well as the post-game through the Ace Tournament arc. Once you do that, you'll be able to find Nemona in the school courtyard, where she'll finally face you at her full strength.
C'est un chouette écran de transition.
Last time I'll be saying easy for the rest of this guide, because this battle is completely absurd. Type Remake Cynthia really does look like a baby compared to Nemona.
D'accord, en gros le jeu il a un super boss qui est super dur. Genre plus dur que Cynthia. Ah là là. Je me demande s'il y a un moyen d'avoir cette image de notre rival avec ce corps.
Is to level to 100 themselves for the stat advantage. And even then, they'll probably lose. Her team is independent of the starter you choose.
Quoique, j'ai du mal à... J'ai pas trop suivi ce qu'il a dit.
Individual values and natures and effort values tailored to their role. I suspect the only reason they didn't make her team level 100 is because the only way a casual fan has any hope of winning is to level to 100 themselves for the stat advantage.
Monter de niveau, c'est genre... C'est genre là, c'est très primitif mais ça marche. D'accord, l'équipe elle change pas selon d'autres starters. Intéressant. Ah d'accord, c'est pas du tout comme le champion connu qui est supposé être le boss final.
Every single one of them has the ability to sweep your team if you're not careful. And finally, she has one especially nasty trick I don't want to spoil just yet. I'll just say that it caught me off guard and caused my first of many losses against her. So you're feeling cocky after your victory in the Ace Tournament, and you decide to test your mettle against the so-called top champion. You fool. Let's see what you can expect to face. Nemona leads with Garchomp. That's right. The best pseudo legendary of all time is the
D'accord, le casque brut et le talent Porygon, c'est comme ça que ça s'appelle. D'accord, combinaison intéressante. D'accord. Et en plus il y a la piège de roc.
Well, the obvious way is to exploit
type
one of Garchomp's 3 weaknesses. dragon, fairy, and especially a crippling quadruple weakness to ice. Blast Garchomp with a move it's weak to, and it'll probably die. Just kidding, it activates its nano machines and Terra types to steel. Because that's Nemona's trap card. Unusual Terra types. Every other trainer in the game uses a Terra type that matches their specialty.
Mais c'est génial, un monstre qui... genre t'as un type dragon, oh paf, tu utilises la terre de cristallisation pour se transformer en Pokémon de type acier, qui a pas du tout les mêmes faiblesses et résistances. Mais c'est cool.
Now she's not a cheater. She can only do this once per battle, but until she actually uses her Terra Orb, you need to be aware that she could activate it and ruin your day. Alright.
Oh, that's right.
Quand on est indépendant, un contrat à coûter cher. Avec un bon niveau, bénéficiez de services adaptés à vos besoins pour seulement 10,90 € par an.
You terminated Garchomp, probably at the cost of 1 or 2.
Ah d'accord, donc ils ne spoilent pas les Pokémon, c'est cool. Ils ne spoilent pas les Pokémon dans les chapitres, c'est cool.
Meowscarada's main weakness is that it's a grass type.
D'accord, talon plus une attaque de type fée. C'est très intelligent parce que ça permet d'éviter d'être faible contre les attaques de type insecte.
Did you know that Meowscarada gets a signature move? It's called Flower Trick, and it's pretty good. It's a 70 base power grass move that always hits and...
Alors pour l'anecdote, la première fois que j'ai vu ça, je me suis dit oh c'est pas si bien que ça. Mais en pratique, c'est genre une puissance de base de 105, ce qui est pas si mal que ça en fait. Ah ouais, niveau priorité c'est bien. C'est une attaque de priorité, c'est très intelligent. D'accord. Oh, ça c'est intelligent. Ça c'est intelligent et vicieux. D'accord.
Did you know that Quackable gets a signature move?
En tout cas, c'est super cool que ces Pokémon ont tous des objets.
Slow Pokemon usually need to spend a turn to boost their speed using a dedicated move like Agility or Rock Polish. But Aqua Step boosts speed while also dealing 80 base power of water damage. What a feat! If Nemona still has her Terra available, don't even bother trying to wall Quackable, because you can't. It'll Terra to Electric, which allows it to use Terra Blast in combination with Ice Spinner for what's called Bolt Beam coverage.
Oh, Bolt Beam! Ça c'est intelligent. Il faut pas oublier que... Il faut pas oublier que Terra Explosion, c'est classifié comme spécial. Mais si t'as une plus grande attaque qu'attaque spéciale, ça va utiliser ton attaque physique. Donc du coup... il peut faire très mal avec Terra Explosion. Putain, mais c'est vraiment intelligent.
Except they're both weak to fighting. Whoops.
Ah, c'est vrai, il a close combat aussi.
If your Pokemon die to Quackable, you may as well give up, because it'll gain an attack boost off of Moxie, meaning your next Pokemon will die even faster. Kill this thing on the first turn it's out before it gains Aqua Step and Moxie boosts, or else it's curtains for you. You're somehow still in the fight. Maybe because you used a setup Pokemon of your own. Well, it's not over until the thick Croc sings. Skeledirge is here, and he's unaware of your strategy. All of your boosts mean nothing.
Attention, c'est un
You'll only have your
très bon
raw
talent.
stats to rely on.
Très bon talent.
Notice that Skeledirge has more customization than your own player character because he's rocking a fashionable choice scarf, allowing him to get the jump on most unboosted Pokemon. And they will be unboosted because Skeledirge ignores your boosts, but not his own. Did you know that Skeledirge gets a signature move? It's called Torch Song, and it's pretty good. It deals 80 base power of fire damage and also boosts Skeledirge's special attack.
Reduce to fiery dancing in the street for a 50% chance to boost.
So even though Skeledirge may be locked into the move by its scarf, it'll hit harder and harder and harder until you're burnt to a crisp. As a small consolation,
J'ai oublié le mot sans choix.
It can tear
J'allais
the
dire,
ice for
oh,
its
il est pas si
Terra
rapide que
Blast,
ça,
but
mais j'ai
it
oublié
also
mon
makes
chanson.
itself an easy-to-melt ice type, so
Eh, Glace,
Nemona
je crois que c'est de très bonne attaque de coup. Je crois que Glace, c'est un très bon type de couverture.
Annihilate has none to give. It has 4 moves, but it really only needs 1. Did you know Annihilate gets a signature move? It's called Rage Fist, and it's pretty good. It starts with only 50 base power of ghost damage, but every time you hit Annihilate, that power increments by...
Ah non. Let the hate float through you. No set mode. Escapable animations. Rotating minimums. No level scaling.
by 50,
Oh.
up to a cap of 350.
C'est une excellente capacité, c'est une excellente capacité. Et Spectre plus combat, c'est une excellente couverture.
Especially if it activates its own nanomachines and Terratypes
Whoa.
to steal. Maybe it's a bit uninspired that it shares a Terratype with Garchomp, but if your goal is to stay alive,
ça
becoming a
fonctionne.
Steel type is a
C'est
great
peut-être-
strategy.
Elle a peut-être deux Pokémon qui ont le même type Terra, mais c'est
I'll be honest, this thing is
très
not
intelligent.
that strong. It can still deal
Ah, la
respectable damage with
mascotte.
close combat, double shock, or
Ah, je sais ce qui va se passer. Je sais qu'est-ce qui va venir après. Je sais ce qui va venir après.
It's called Revival Blessing. It's pretty good.
Ouais, c'est pas
Revival
vraiment de
Blessing allows
capacité.
Palmon to break out the def-
Ouais, c'est pas vraiment de capacité de signature, mais il y a genre 2 Pokémon qui lui s'en servent. Donc on va dire que c'est semi-signature. Je peux dire ça? Rest please. Y'en a qui attend. Rest please. It's healer FK. Where's my rest? For fuck's sake, worthless healer never was. Je vois que... Je comprends la
and
référence.
bring back one of its allies. Whatever you do not let it use Revival Blessing.
Ouh.
You can't stop Palmon's rescue efforts with just damage. It has a focus sash that allows it to survive at least
Ah,
one
en
hit,
plus tu
and
peux pas le
Earthquake in
one-shot.
particular does nothing because it can terror to fly and dodge your ground moves.
Ah
The best
putain, et en
counterplay
plus
is to use
il a
fake out
le
the
type
breaking
terrain
sash.
vol.
Or even
Type terrain
better,
vol pour
use
esquiver
a
toutes les
priority
attaques de
taunt
type
or
sol.
prankster like Grimmsnarl. But let's say Palmont succeeds in using Revival Blessing. What's the worst that could happen? After all, she ends up sacrificing one of her Pokemon just to bring back a different Pokemon at half health. That couldn't possibly be worth it, right?
Oh.
Wrong. Human. People compare Nemona's obsession with battle to Goku, and the similarities don't end there. It turns out she's also up to some monkey business.
Ah,
Return to
ouf.
monkey, more like monkey's return.
Oh putain,
Annihilate
oui
will
c'est
take
vrai,
the field
c'est
again.
vrai.
And this is where you'll learn the harshest lesson the Academy has to teach.
La puissance de cette capacité,
Stop.
la puissance de cette capacité
Rage Fist.
ne baisse
How
pas.
many hits did it take you to kill Annihilate?
La puissance de cette capacité, si elle est genre 130, 150 au moment où tu mets KO l'évolution de Colossinge, bah si tu le ramènes à la vie avec un rappel, ça va pas reset la puissance de son attaque. Oh, c'est mignon, il a un poussifeu. Ok, on va voir le combat. On va voir le combat. J'ai hâte de voir le massacre. Oh 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 oh. J'ai hâte de voir ça, j'ai hâte de voir ça, j'ai hâte de voir ça. J'ai hâte de voir ça. J'ai hâte de voir ça.
I also really like her theme, so I'm glad to hear it. You spent 2 whole battles. You spent 2 whole hours battling Pokemon with Nemona.
Le combat, il arrive quand?
Ah, good stuff. You have the most bloodthirsty, and also like normal thirsty, rival in the entire game. Who spent the
Quoi?
post-game
Quoi?
talking about how much she wants to fight you. Then in her own personal story, instead of fighting her, there's a text box.
Quoi? Il Il y a pas de combat. Il est où mon combat?
The Postgame rival battle with
Il y a pas de combat.
I have no words.
Il y a pas de combat. Non, c'est la fin de... C'est la fin de la vidéo. Il y a pas de combat. Ah, je vais vomir.